Twitch has come out and made a statement about the situation that happened at TwitchCon. Y'all ready for this? Let's read it. First, I want to be upfront and take accountability for the security incident that occurred during Imaru's meet and greet. It shouldn't have occurred, it shouldn't have happened, and we take that very seriously. We failed, both in allowing it to occur and in our response following. We mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to Imaru for all that took place. Yep, you did. That's true. What are we doing going forward? For meet and greets, we've begun a complete analysis of the incident that took place, as well as other issues that have come to our attention after TwitchCon concluded. We're examining everything from how we do signups to the layout to increased security controls. We're also doing a comprehensive review of the event safety and security, and we'll be making updates to future TwitchCons. While we won't be sharing all those security updates for privacy and safety reasons, that's smart, actually. That's the first smart thing they've ever done. For privacy and safety reasons, we will keep our community informed about changes that directly impact attendees. We've heard your concerns about IRL streaming at TwitchCon. Oh, we read the co-tweet. Twitch has evolved over many years. IRL streaming has a part of Twitch, but we need to ensure that TwitchCon meets the needs of a variety of participants. We will be reviewing how we handle IRL streaming at TwitchCon, and we'll have more to share soon. Finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility across the event. We're reviewing that. Oh, there was a guy that was in a wheelchair, and he didn't have a ramp to go up to like some fucking tournament thing, which was kind of embarrassing, right? And I mean, it's not a big deal. You just carry the guy, right? I mean, who gives a fuck, right? Just lift the fucker up. But like, you know, in general, it's definitely something that he shouldn't have to think about, right? It's embarrassing to have to do that. And but that's it. And yeah, I can't afford a ramp. I mean, that's it. Yeah, chairs are 500 kilograms. No, people can do that. It's too bad. You get two guys, and yeah, you just lift them up, carry his ass up there, bro. Like, yeah. He ain't got no legs. It doesn't mean he can't be up there and playing the game. And what's this? Finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility. We're reviewing with our teams. You've put a lot of trust in us by attending TwitchCon, and we take our responsibility to keep you safe very seriously. We know that TwitchCon means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us. Be on the lookout for more updates, and thanks for being part of Twitch. From Dan Clancy. Oh, God. No. Ah! This is right after the statement, too? Here we go. All right. Let's get it. Let's see it. What's he saying?
Not have this problem of radicalization on Twitch. It's a public forum. We don't have these private groups. One way to think of it is, if you really view this from a honest and sincere perspective, these things are trying to get information. And to be honest, they probably don't know that much about Twitch. Right? They're not Twitch users. So I feel really good that we have, in terms of them trying to understand this land.
Dan.
All they need to do is play the clips. That's all they have to do.
So Clancy, you're seeing what we call a scapegoat. Okay. If people don't know about Twitch at all, right? And the one clip they see is the son saying some wild shit, they will say, this is what Twitch is. And I know it sucks.
We would get banned instantly, LOL.
I know it sucks.
Yep.
To get the short end of the stick. Yo, even I was in that position when back in the Wall
Street. It's a Better Call Saul? Yeah, exactly. That's what I said before.
That. I'm not a civil company, right? But I understand that. So, when somebody big, some crazy shit, you say, no, we don't do this shit here.
Yeah,
boom.
Exactly. And they do let it happen, and that's why it's so bad. I think that you definitely have, I mean, yeah, there's like the gifts from, so I'll read the comments. We'll read the comments, we'll read what people are saying, okay? Because, like, to me, I'm kind of torn on this, because it's like, okay, well, you did basically say you fucked up, which is what you should have said at the beginning. And, you know, I don't know why they lied about it. There's other parts of this that I think are like, I mean, the public does not know the whole story about this, right? I mean, I know people have criticized me a lot recently for, like, vague posting about stuff. And so, like, I don't really want to bait and do a lot of that. But I do want to say that it definitely is worse behind the scenes than it is in front of the scenes. It's worse behind the curtain than in front. That's it. And let it boil. I mean, I can't say anything, but yeah. Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Worse for who? I mean, I guess like just like the way they treated the situation. Yeah, they treated the situation even worse than this. But there's parts of this that are not communicated. They're not public. But anyway, so they should apologize for covering this up. Yeah. Anyway, as I said, people were unhappy that I vague post a lot with this stuff. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to like start baiting and getting into it. Okay. So like I hear the feedback. I get it. My point is, let me just move on and look at a few more of these here. Time will tell if they've made any changes. Yeah, no doubt. And so they still haven't addressed the sexual assault stuff. Yeah. And so, like, this is what's crazy about it, is that there have been 3 instances of sexual assault that have happened. Like, there was the instance with that Saeed guy, with that Nina girl and her friend, like her, like, weird thought retard friend that was twerking on him. And then there was also the issue with NMP, LOL, and Wake Wilder last year. And so, like, I think really Twitch, I said it in, like, I made a pretty long post about this. And I said, basically, Twitch doesn't care about sexual assault. They care about the optics of sexual assault. And I think I still believe that. Honestly, I still do, even about this. I think that if the optics weren't as bad, they would have never made this post. Like, in a way, like, I think this is not a bad post, but it's also not a good post either. Like, it's just like, this is a solid B. And so we'll hear Twitch from a response. Yeah. That's the same Zoe that Soluminati spoke out against, of course. I mean, and also, like, by the way, like, actually, I need to make that video. I really do. I need to make that video and talk about it before, it gets even farther away. So, yeah. Is Nina banned? I don't think so, no. It's a saving their ass post. Yeah. And why would the staff force VTubers to unmask? Like, I guess I should just... Why VTubers have to unmask in public places? Public locations. Why are there people on your site still? Sexual assault. Actually, like, I'm not really sure how I would type this. Let me think about this. There's the gift situation. Yeah. Why would you throw away VTuber gifts? You thought they were bombs? Better put them in the trash can. That'll save everybody. I mean, like, there's definitely that. I mean, throw them away. Yeah, why'd you throw away VTuber gifts? You thought they were bombs? Like, I mean, because it's just, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like, I honestly, like, the more I think about it, the more it makes me mad. Why put a bomb in the trash? Yeah. Yeah. Were staff instructed to throw things? I don't even, bro. I don't even know if I want to type all this shit. Like, it's just, it's so, there's so many of these questions. I don't think that I can do this in a concise way without, like, really thinking about it for, like, fucking 10 minutes to type it all out. But it's just so annoying that it happens. Just don't. Like, I'm just not even gonna do it, bro. Like, it's such a waste of fucking time. Like, you gotta word it better. Yeah, I've got to think about it more and maybe word it better. But overall, like, let me just go ahead. I'm gonna give my response to this just in general, right? So Twitch totally fucked up with TwitchCon. I don't think you guys should do TwitchCon anymore. I'm going to be honest. I think TwitchCon is just a breeding ground for a bunch of weird fucking freaks to come and meet streamers. You know that there is radicalization on your platform. I mean, Dan knows that. If you don't know that, you're either lying or incompetent. In both cases, you shouldn't be. You should not. Like, if you don't realize why there's radicalization on your platform and what that is, like, you really you're either a liar or you're incompetent. And either way, somebody like that should not have that job. So I think Dan has been very, like, I like Dan at the beginning. I still do like Dan as a person. But I think that as a CEO, he really just hasn't done his job in a good way. Like, you've had the viewers and the amount of people that are on the platform go down dramatically. You've had the content quality, I think, go down dramatically. You've deteriorated the product by over injecting it with ads. You've incentivized their own users to effectively make a Faustian pact with you in order to run 12 minutes of ads an hour in order to make money. And then it causes them to kill their stream and then alienate people and make them go watch on other platforms. You do TwitchCon and you force people that are doing events into doing a meet and greet also. That has to come as a package deal. This was something that was true. I don't know about Senna's situation, but I do know about Emmy's. It absolutely was true. And so why are you forcing a person to stay at a meet and greet whenever you realize that there's so many security problems that people have and so many issues that they have? On top of that, why is it that you took VTubers' gifts? Like, I mean, so there's like two levels to this. Number one, it means you didn't check the bags in order to make sure that they had issues or problems in them, something wrong with them at all, right? Because, like, basically, in order to give a VTuber a gift, you would have had to have been inside the venue, naturally, right? So that means that you allowed people to potentially bring bombs, weapons, knives, poison, or anything else inside of the venue without proper checking. And then on top of that, whenever you then disposed of those items, did you do it in a way that was actually safe in the accordance of the way that you're supposed to dispose of things that could be explosive, dangerous, poisonous, or in one way or another bad for you? I don't think that you did that either. So basically, you have people bringing in things that you think could be a bomb, and you're throwing it into the garbage can. You're just throwing it in the garbage. It's ridiculous. Put that bomb in the bomb pile. Like, I don't think that's a very good way to do things. So there's definitely that. They were not even disposed of properly. And then this is after the staff had taken the gifts from the people that had wanted to give them to the VTubers. They'd taken the gifts and they had thrown them away, telling the people that were giving the gifts that they would be given to the VTuber. If anything, the gifts should have been returned to the individuals and they should have been put in a certain place. And you should have said, describe your gift. We have them in a separate area. And if your description matches what one of the gifts is, we will return it back to you. That's what you should have done. You didn't do that because it would have taken more work. It would have taken more time. Like, how do you figure this out? Because it takes 3 seconds. It takes 3 seconds to figure this out. And number two, a VTuber had air tags to dox the streamers. Maybe they were advised to just throw everything away because of the incident. If they had air tags in order to dox the streamers, they could have done a number of things to avoid that. They could have done scanners in order to detect metal inside of the different items if they were worried about air tags specifically, or other types of scanners that would detect technology, the same as TSA has. There's plenty of handheld technology that can do that. Then on top of that, you could have also told them ahead of time that we're not accepting these types of gifts because they could have air tags in them. So this is common security, right? And yeah, true X-ray scan it. Yeah, and it's just, it's not their concern too. Yeah, and it is, but then you have that as well. Then you also have VTubers, like being a VTuber. Oh, I wonder why girls want to be VTubers. I don't know. Maybe you should ask Imaru. Like, it's very obvious why girls want to be VTubers. Some of them don't like, they're unconfident about their appearance. Other ones, it's because of privacy. Other ones, they don't want to do their makeup every day. I don't care what the reason is. But for all of them, one of the core concerns is absolutely privacy. So whenever you have people that are coming to your event in order to promote your event and to promote your company and to sell tickets for your event, they're not getting any sales of those tickets, right? You're paying them maybe like a few $1,000s. I mean, I'm not going to say what the numbers are, but probably a few $1,000s to do this at the most, and you want them to dox themselves in front of everybody that would recognize them immediately, because it's like, everybody there probably would know who you are more than anywhere else. So you're asking somebody to unmask themselves. Basically, you're endangering people by doing that. And this is a company, sorry, I've been monologuing for so long it just turned off the audio, and it went to sleep. So you did this here, and two options is blanket no gifts policy, or be able to check the gifts correctly and dispose them correctly. Exactly, yes. And if I was Twitch, you know what my policy would be? No gifts. No gifts, because you need to have TSA clearance for this. You need to have all kinds of other things. Do you remember whenever I said, when I used to do P.O. box unboxings, that I said that nothing that you will ever give me will ever enter my body for any reason, no matter what, with no restrictions, no exceptions at all? And that's always been my policy, because I know what can happen. I know this, because even a very small amount of something can be dangerous. And that's just it. It's just common sense. There's too many security breaches that are happening. No bags, provide water for free inside. Well, you could have a clear bag policy. You could do that also. You could have a search policy. You could have an x-ray thing that you have to walk through. But like that's all additional stuff. And then you also have as well, then you have like these meta level issues that are existing on Twitch, like things like, for example, you have people that are promoting extremism, and actually like you had multiple streamers on your platform that are partnered streamers on your platform right now at this very moment on this day while you're making the statement that have made statements that were alluding to or threatening or directly implying physical violence at your own company event. How is it that you as a company are not taking due diligence to remove people that are making active threats on your platform for getting in a fight at your event? It's a joke. It's honestly a joke. And even whenever eRob got banned for 30 days, I remember I said, like, listen, yeah, it's dumb that they did that, but they had to do that for liability reasons. How is it that eRob gets banned for 30 days because he's fucking around telling a viewer he's going to beat them up at TwitchCon, but at the same time, somebody doesn't get banned at all whenever they're a partner streamer telling another partner streamer, or previously partner streamer, it's CatDany, telling them that they would kill them at TwitchCon or beat them up at TwitchCon. There's no moral North Star. There's no principle to any of this. It's just blind reactionary thinking and PR speak in order to protect a brand. This is a soulless. I think this it frustrates me so much. It does. It really frustrates me. And this is also at the same time that you never made a statement last year about Wake and Nick being sexually assaulted. You never made that statement, and the reason you didn't make it is because it wasn't popular and they were men. That's the reason why you didn't make it. You don't give a fuck about sexual assault, because if you did, you would have also banned that Nina chick for sexually holding down a guy while her friend twerks on him after the guy said himself, personally, I felt very uncomfortable for this. You have people that participated in and were accessories to sexual assault that are streaming on your platform right now that you've had no punishments for ever. You didn't do anything about it. And you haven't done anything about it. This is a video. I'm going to put out a whole video about this. I thought it was fake. He didn't think it was fake. They only care about optics. Is that... sorry, it's an update. That's me, not you. Sorry about that. Nina apologized? No, this isn't... sexual assault isn't something you apologize for and you don't get banned for. No, you get banned for sexual assault. Like, this is not even a question. It's on camera. It's on camera. You get banned for sexual... What are we even doing here? What are we talking about? Yeah, I mean, really. Like, I mean, and ask yourself the question. If me and another guy held a girl down while I held a girl down while another guy did something to her that was sexual, I wouldn't be banned. I'd be in jail. That's the truth. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. It's disgusting. And they had made a big statement about it and everything. She didn't apologize initially. She downplayed it and then tried to play victim to the guy. I know that. That's why we'll make the video and we'll talk about it. And I think that really... I think the leadership at Twitch is totally fucking retarded. You guys don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing. And if there's anybody that thinks that that's not true... Every single observable metric that quantitatively evaluates the performance of Twitch has been trending downward for over a year. In every single way, you are failing. Dan goes out and goes to influencer parties the day that Emmy gets assaulted at her meet and greet. That night, he's doing it. It's ridiculous. I'm not implying he's doing anything weird. I would never imply that. But if you showed a normal person all of the things and all of the clips, it would look really bad. But this is what I think happened. This is my honest opinion of the reason why I think Twitch is in the situation that it's in now. I think Dan Clancy is your lazy, typical Austin liberal. How do I know that? Because it takes one to know one. I think that he has probably the same policy on making a lot of decisions that I do, where it's, I'm just going to let people make their own decisions and I'm going to be hands off and just kind of do my own thing and just, kind of, basically make decisions if they need me to, but otherwise let people run things themselves. But here's the reason why I think Dan's policy of doing that isn't working. It's because Dan didn't build the team that he is putting in charge of this. So when you build the team to do that, then you can have a more hands-off policy because you've handpicked these people in order to be in these positions and you know how they will think. But what happened is that I think Dan came in and there were already these people in these positions and he applied his leadership style to that, and all it did was exacerbate the existing problems. Because now, instead of being managed, they're allowed free reign to be even more extreme. I think that's what happened. Like that's my genuine opinion of what happened. Like, I don't think that he's malicious. I just think that he's not leading the company in a way that's effective. Like that's generally what I think it is. And I think actually with this situation, it is borderlining on malicious. He never applied any leadership? Well, I'm talking about internally, privately. That's what it seems like. So yeah, explain it like this. Explains your leadership style, and his makes a lot of sense. Exactly. And like, well, Cody, like, this is the thing, right? It's like all of my mods and everything, and like my editors and everything, like these are all people that I picked, right? Or that people that like I picked. So like, there's a leadership that happens there that like, yeah, obviously like mistakes happen with everybody, but for the most part, they don't, because there's like an aligned vision that was curated ahead of time. Explain in WoW terms. Okay. You have a raid leader that doesn't make raid calls during a boss fight, but he didn't make the raid, and he just came in there to a completely different raiding team, and the raiding team that he had needed to have the boss abilities called out, but he wasn't calling them out. He just expected people to do them himself. Like, unironically, I think that's like a perfect analogy. That's basically what it is. Who asked that? No, I'm serious. Like, that's what it was. Damn, I understand now? Yeah. And it's just, there's so many other instances. Like, for example, like you have small streamers that are, like they have like 2 viewers, but they have like 150 people in their chat. Like, and this is the issue, is that there are so many of these problems that are happening on the platform that it's not any one thing. It's like dozens of things. Like, if I look at this right here, according to Stream Hatchet, Twitch's Q3 market share has dropped to 48%. So Twitch has now lost the majority of the market. They own the plurality of the market, but they do not have the majority of the market. That is massive. Yep, there you go. And so malicious, maybe, maybe not. Well, I think it is. I think it is. That's my opinion. So yeah, have you seen the Russian VTuber doing hate speech on Ukrainians? No, I haven't seen that at all. I can't know everything. I can't speak Russian, so I don't know what they said. But anyway, so this is probably, as far as I know, the first time that Twitch has dropped under majority, ownership, right, of this, which is insane to me. It took something bad to happen to a creator and go viral online to address noticeable change for the cons and safety, besides just saying security was beefed up, which was not the case. Sad that it took this point, and thankfully it wasn't worse than it was. Yeah, I just, it is. Like, I mean, you... more issues as well. Yeah, I ain't reading all that, Dan. It's clear your last only wrote this because you're scared of Emmer's incoming lawsuit. Have fun in court, old man. Don't forget to run the 5 ads before the hearing. It took you a week to say something. How is that guy at the helm? What world is this? Yeah, okay. What about the fact that your staff forces VTubers to unmask just to do their panels, or the fact that staff lie about someone's health? Yeah, that's true, because one of the staff said that one of the VTubers, her voice was fucked up, and so they couldn't talk to her. I don't think Dan probably wanted to read this post or write this post. I think he probably felt like he had to, and I don't know. I'm just very frustrated about it. And I don't know what else really to say about it beyond that.